Okay, I want to welcome everyone to the first meeting of the year, and Happy New Year to everybody. I hope 2023 is going to be a good year for everyone. And I guess this is the time of the year that I'll make our resolutions for the year. And I would, I think we can begin. Maybe you could share with me some of your resolutions. You can send them to the chat. And maybe I'll start with my New Year's resolution. Actually, two of them. One, I'm putting really a lot of time into the Vision Event 2023. I am so excited that we have probably a phenomenal lineup of speakers. I think some of the 7 best speakers I could possibly ever get to join the Vision Event. I mean, Dr. Jacob Lieberman, Craig Gallenberger, Craig Braun, John Tobridge, Vega, Marcel, and Carl Robinson. It's just phenomenal. And so one of the goals of the Vision Event is really to empower you. These folks are experts in their particular field, and they're going to give you unbelievable information. Plus, you're going to have an opportunity to ask them questions. I mean, some of these people are almost impossible to talk to. I mean, you're going to have an opportunity to actually ask them particular questions. So I sent all of you a link to sign up. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Also, I'm trying to finish my book, Homeopathy and Ophthalmology. I've been working on it for about 8 years, and it's so difficult to put together because I want to make the book suitable for eye doctors and also understandable to patients. So it's tough to write a book for both levels. But the progress is really good. And so my goal is to have that book finished, because I do believe that homeopathy is one of the most powerful ways that we can restore our health and vision. And another resolution I have is I really want to make myself available for all of you that are having vision problems and need help. I want to be there for you. And I think one of those venues is the meetings that we have twice a month, an opportunity for us to share, ask questions. We learn from each other. So I really appreciate all of you being here. Okay, so questions, New Year's resolutions. I think a good New Year's resolution, especially after all the indulgences over the holidays, is that we have to clean up our diet. I just got off the phone with Craig Braun, who's an ophthalmologist, and had such an interesting conversation with him because his story is similar to mine. He's in his 70s and he was a very, very successful eye surgeon. And now he's devoting his practice, his life to nutrition. He feels that the secret to good health is good nutrition. My wife just handed me some questions for the meeting. I guess some of you had emailed them in. So if you don't mind, I'll go through some of these. Oh my goodness, there's too many here. So let me do 1 or 2 and then I'll let you chime in. Factors that cause wet macular degeneration. Well, factors that cause any eye disease. I think it all goes down to, one is, our diet and nutrition, dietary and nutritional deficiencies. Also, I think toxins in our environment. are contributing factors. And the third one is our emotional state. I think those are the three big things. And sometimes people will say to me, well, Dr. Kondrot, macular degeneration runs in my family. My mother went blind and my sister has it and I'm going to get it. Well, we know, and many studies have done, that we can't influence our genetic makeup. We can turn off those bad genes and we can turn on the good genes. And studies have shown that the way you turn off the bad genes is by good nutrition, a good emotional state, exercise, good hydration, all those things that we've been told over and over again. And, we tend to ignore those. We're always looking for something, an easy fix. That we've been bombarded all the commercials on TV. Take this pill and you'll be healthy. Second part of this question is, why do the eye grow blood vessels and why do they leak? This is in wet. Good question. And the reason that happens is the body has an intelligence. If you have decreased oxygenation and decreased circulation, your body is going to be stimulated to grow new blood vessels. And that's what happens with wet macular degeneration. Because of poor oxygenation, the body wants to get more blood in that area, more oxygenation. They grow these little blood vessels. Unfortunately, these little blood vessels are very fragile, and they have a tendency to bleed. And the other question here is, do microorganisms, Lyme, protozoa, play a role in macular degeneration or glaucoma? Perhaps by clogging the trabecular meshwork and drive up the eye pressure. Well, I have a theory on this. Sometimes people tend to blame their problems on external factors. The reason why I'm sick, I have Lyme disease, or I have candida, I got this infection. Well, if our body is weak and we're not in good health, these organisms will take hold in our body and they'll make a home because we're weak and we're sick. So by strengthening our immune system and strengthening our health, we're not going to be subject to infections. Much like the COVID epidemic. Many people succumbed to COVID because they had certain morbid conditions. They had diabetes, they were overweight, they had poor diet. People that had a healthy lifestyle, in fact, some smart alternative doctors say that COVID is a vitamin D deficiency. Just by simply taking more vitamin D, you could prevent COVID. So if your body is run down, poor nutrition, you're going to be subject to these infections and these organisms. So it's not that they are causing them. They may be contributing. So I'm going to take a break here. This is a few more questions, but I want to hear from you. Nancy, you have your hand up?
Hi, yes, can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay, I have been using the microcurrent machine for about 6 months since last June. And I've been doing it for glaucoma. So I've used that frequency for glaucoma. And I've pretty much done it every single day for over 6 months. But and things seem to be going pretty well. I'm actually going to have a consultation with you coming up. But I'm wondering, when can you stop? I do it daily. So at some point, can I pull back from that and do it less frequently than daily?
That's a good question. It's kind of like exercise. Some people exercise every day and some people exercise a couple times a week. I think if you're trying to regain your vision and regain your health, and you see yourself moving in a positive direction, you still want to continue it every day.
Okay.
But if you feel like your vision has reached its potential, then you may just want to do it once a week. Oh, and I wanted to share something with all of you. It was kind of exciting for me, I'm going to show you the results after 1 month in a glaucoma patient. Let me go to the share screen. All right, let's see here. Okay, can you see this here? The date here was early December. This is the visual field. And the black area is no vision at all. So this person had a little bit of vision down in like the left corner right here. And this is after 1 month of microcurrent. See the expansion?
Wow.
Which is unbelievable. This is one of the reasons why I want all of you to go back to your eye doctor and get these test results, because this is something that I very commonly see, an improvement of visual fields. So we like to see that positive feedback. So this is an example of an improvement.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
With me, the one factor that dramatically improved after the 6 months was the corneal hysteresis. Mine was okay before I started it, but it actually went up dramatically. So it was very, very good. That's something that was pretty noticeable.
Maybe you could explain corneal hysteresis to the folks that are listening.
Well, from what I understand, I mean, I'm trying to learn about it, but I guess it's the flexibility of the cornea. You measure the difference between the pressure as you put that puff of air on it and it comes off, and it's that difference. So I guess it reflects the flexibility.
Yeah, it more has to do with corneal stability. Your cornea is becoming a little bit more stable.
It was pretty interesting, though, that it made a really dramatic change in that time period.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, thanks so much for sharing. And Janai, I think you raised your hand.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
All right. So I have a general question that for something that I'm dealing with right now. So I had a Barevelt valve put in last Wednesday, which was huge for me because I was that person that only went with natural stuff, and I ended up here through an injury, unfortunately. And so, long story short, here I am with this valve, and I was excited that it would get maybe the pressure down on my right eye, which was going up, and I couldn't control it. And so what happened was a complication in surgery, and that was that my eye pressure is now too low. So for the last 2 weeks, it's been at 3, and my eyes are not tolerating 3. I didn't have any visual field issues at all. I never saw anything different in my eyes. It was just that the layers were less and less due to that injury. But now I see blind spots and I have all these things going on. I'm skewed vision in my right eye, and it's scary. So what I have was the mu epsilon. I had that. That was an accidental syntonic, treatment. The one that I had before was the stimulator delta mu. But I started using those just because it made sense to calm my eye down. But I really don't know what I'm doing right now. And I'm kind of coming to you with this question, a little desperate. This is new, right? So I know the shunt will begin to work soon. But for now, I can't see with my right eye. It's very blurry and it's scary. So I just wanted to know.
I think the concern we have is the low pressure.
That's
and
it.
A lot of the treatments that you do, like the microcurrent and certain light therapies, will reduce inflammation. So actually, we want to increase inflammation. We want to accelerate the healing so the pressure will go up. So probably I would not recommend mu epsilon, the blue, because that reduces it. You probably want to do mu delta. That puts more energy in. Dr. Chris. I don't know if you have the Mu Delta. It's more of a orangish tinge to it.
Well, the Mu Delta is what I was using when my eyes were in God state, natural, without some weird valve. And now that I have the valve, what the doctor is saying is I need to relax the pupil so that it dilates. My eye is inflamed and that's not allowing it to relax. And I guess so to get me back my vision, because once you relax it, I can't see. You know, I can go back to grad school, go back to my job. You know, right now I can't see. So I was stimulating it with the Delta Mu, I think it is. I was stimulating because that's what I had to stimulate the optic nerve. But because it is, I can't see. He's trying to get the vision back in this 5-week period before the shunt starts to work.
I think the key is to reduce the inflammation.
And so with that,
Well, I don't want to get too much involved because, you know, you're working with your surgeon. And this is kind of outside the realm of treating a chronic disease. You have to deal with him.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah, the more I've been stepping out of the natural, the less it's been doing well for me. I mean, I think I should have left it all along.
Yeah, but you made a commitment. You made a commitment to surgery. Let the surgeon be in charge. Remember we talked about captain of the ship. You don't want to have 2 or 3 captains. When you have surgery, there's only one captain, and that's the surgeon.
Atropine. What are your thoughts on atropine as a surgeon?
No, I can't comment on that. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to second guess the captain.
Yeah.
You have a captain. You're at sea, there's a storm. I'm not going to tell that captain what to do.
Got it. Okay, I understand.
Okay.
You.
Okay, but blessings to you. I'll be praying for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, in the last email I sent you, there's a brilliant interview of an MIT researcher. I don't know if any of you listened to it. Phenomenal woman who's researched COVID, Roundup spray, vaccines, phenomenal. I would encourage all of you to listen to that interview. It really gives you a lot of insight of what's going on with the medicals. Other questions?
I have a question, Dr. Kondrot. This is Priscilla. And
Hi, Priscilla.
hi. As you know, my history, I had a lot of shots of Avastin, 7 years in the left eye, and now I'm having trouble in the right eye, going to see my doctor and a little bit trepid about going down that road again. But can you just speak generally about that Avastin and the ability for it to stabilize the eye? Maybe just the 1 shot or something, as opposed to having to go 7 years like I did before. I'm scared that it's going to just ruin my eye, I guess.
Well, categorically, I'm against the injection. But sometimes they're needed, maybe initially. All of the studies have shown that the injections can be beneficial during the first 6 months. After that, they don't seem to have much effect. In fact, one study showed at the end of 5 years, everybody lost vision. And so it's a short-term Band-Aid. But of course, I can understand your situation. If I had wet macular degeneration and I was losing vision, and the doctors are telling me you need an injection, and maybe I'm doing something else, but I'm not getting an improvement, I'd probably get an injection. And what I usually advise patients that, you know, if you're doing alternative treatment, microcurrent, light, homeopathy, and your vision is stable or seems to be getting better, don't get the injections. But if you're doing everything, diet, hydration, stress reduction, and you're still losing vision, you need an injection. I would say maybe 10 to 15% of patients that I'm treating for wet are getting injections along with doing the alternative treatments. You know, sometimes, you know, like Janai, you needed the surgery. It's not, you have to kind of, you know, weigh the treatment options. You know, I firmly believe that doing the alternative approach and trying to treat the underlying cause is the best, but sometimes we need assistance. Oh, I can't hear you, Priscilla, your microphone's off.
Okay.
Oh, well, your microphone's off.
Sorry, how about now?
Okay, I hear you now.
Okay, one more quick thing. So the leaky blood vessels just aren't gonna go away on their own. They're not gonna dissolve like a scab on your skin or something.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I said, so I can assume that the leaky blood vessels don't go away on their own. They don't dry up in the eye like they would on your skin or something.
No, I disagree. The leaky blood vessels can go away on their own.
They can, but sometimes, like, I'm pretty positive he's gonna tell me to get a shot, and I'm kind of, yeah, but
Yeah, they're
I'm-
going to be very aggressive until you get a shot.
yeah, yeah. The first time I had it, in a year, it was completely perfect. It worked, but then they kept shooting after that, but yeah. Yeah,
That's what happens the first couple of times. It can help. Treatments in the first 6 months are beneficial. But after that, it seems to have a decline in its effect. And, you know, I've seen people that had 35, 40 injections and the retina is all scarred. There's no bleeding, but they can't see.
yeah, that's what I had, yeah. Thank you, I appreciate that information.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, we have somebody that has some background noise. And it's usually those that are on a telephone. So if you're calling in on your phone, make sure you're muted or put your hand over the microphone. Janai, you had another question?
Yeah, another quick question is about microcurrent. Should I wait until all, like, in my heart of hearts, I'm kind of thinking, wait until the hypotony is gone and wait until I'm in a steady state to do the microcurrent again?
Yeah, definitely wait until the hypotony is gone, because we don't want the microcurrent to lower the pressure. Or, you know, you got a surgical procedure, so the eye has to heal.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Let me see if there's any questions in the chat here. Okay. I may not see your hand if you raise it, so sometimes just chime in. Charlotte, did you have a question?
Well, I guess I got your machine was, you recalibrated it, the company did, and I'm starting it again, trying very hard. I went and had all the heavy metals removed. And I've done absolutely everything. So I'm just waiting with bated breath to see if there's any improvement at all from here on out.
Okay, now, what do you mean you had the heavy metals removed?
I went and had chelation and ozone drip.
Okay,
And I did that for what, 3 months or so? And they tested me, and from going from really off the charts loaded with the heavy metals and mercury, I am now down and in the acceptable range. Tons of
wonderful.
blood. Oh, I'm happy with that. But do I feel any different? No. Do I see anything different? No.
Well, it should take time, but remember, now that those nasty heavy metals are gone, your body's going to be able to heal and regenerate. So essentially, you may just be starting the program.
Yeah, I figured that because you reprogrammed the electrical stem machine, because nothing happened since April.
And I'm excited. We have Dr. Frank Schellenberger. He's going to be speaking on ozone at the Vision event. and also Dr. John Trowbridge, who's an authority on chelation. So those two speakers, I think, are going to really educate all of us on the benefits of ozone. And I'm happy that you're using ozone and chelation because those seem to work very, very well together. It's called Keyzone.
Yeah, it took 3 to 4 months, but I'm all gone. It's all gone.
Yeah, that's a miracle because usually it takes a lot longer.
It was very expensive, but it worked.
Good. Well, I look forward to hearing a good report about your vision.
Oh, I hope so too, doctor. I hope so too. Thank you.
That's your New Year's resolution, that perfect vision in 23, right?
Amen.
Oh, we have somebody put it in the chat. Is there a book where I can use ozone machine for more things in my eyes? Well, I just happen to have written a book on, oh no, not on ozone, that was chelation. I think you may want to wait for Dr. Schallenberger's talk. Whoever said that question about ozone, he's going to educate you on ozone. And we do sell a machine, a small machine for ozonating saline, for ozonated eye drops, which I like, and also a machine, a portable machine to use at home for rectal insufflation or auricular. And what you can do is go to YouTube. I have, I think, 3 YouTube videos on how to use ozone auricularly through your ears, and rectal insufflation and the ozone eye drop. So you may want to check that out on YouTube. If you can't find those links, email the office so we can send them to you. Debbie, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. I was trying to type it in. The zeolite tablets, they're supposed to be able to help remove some heavy metals. What do you think about those?
Well, the zeolite, the chlorella, all those things can be beneficial, but they're not as effective as the good old fashioned EDTA or DMSA.
What is DMSA?
It's used specifically to remove mercury from the body.
Yeah.
A lot of alternative doctors use the DMSA and the EDTA. I have a preference for the EDTA, either getting it intravenously, rectal suppositories, or orally.
Are those both of those things that you said, are those can you take them orally?
Well, the one is a rectal suppository.
Okay. Okay.
A detoxamine. And in fact, believe it or not, I don't want to gross you up, but I just had one inserted about an hour ago.
That doesn't gross me out.
I'm not gonna give a demo, okay? But I've been using the detoxamine suppository a couple times a week because I still have elevated lead. And also I have some hypertension. And I do believe that the hypertension is caused by the heavy metals, giving me some
Wow.
arteriosclerosis. And
Okay.
I'm also taking the oral product, ocular detox.
I'm sorry, the what?
Ocular detox.
Is that what you have? Is that one of your products?
It's a capsule primarily, which contains EDTA.
Okay, okay. I just lost it. Darn. I
So
was
the
gonna ask you something
detoxamine
else.
is a rectal suppository.
Okay,
I recommend you take that a couple of times a week, maybe every other day, 3 times a week. In conjunction, using the ocular detox, you're supposed to take 6 capsules a day, but I recommend most people start out with maybe 2 or 3 a day and gradually increase it. And that is kind of like my routine. And then if you can afford it, or you're in close proximity to a good alternative doctor, nothing better than the IV chelation. The IV chelation.
yeah, my
is
numbers weren't like
phenomenal.
they weren't real high. So I don't know whether to go forward with trying to maybe just
Well,
start with,
Chelation is more than just removing heavy metals. It's also to help improve your peripheral circulation. So I do think it will have
Oh.
benefit for macular degeneration and glaucoma. Because the problem is with both of those conditions is poor circulation. In glaucoma, it's poor circulation to the nerve. So the EDTA will help improve the circulation. And we've been talking about little tiny blood vessels growing in the back of the eye. And the
Yes.
reason why you get those little tiny blood vessels is because of poor circulation.
okay,
Anything we can
yeah,
do to improve the circulation in the back of the eye is going to be beneficial. Of course, exercise will improve the circulation, eating well, healthy diet, reducing stress, and also chelation. It'll help improve the circulation along with the
I did-
microcurrent.
yeah, I did go on the one website you mentioned on the last meeting to find an alternative or doctor that does the chelation, but it won't let me log in unless like you're a professional to find someone in your area. It makes,
Did
it
you
keeps,
go to acam.org, acam.org?
yeah,
I think you're probably using it wrong because it's designed for prospective patients.
oh, really?
Here,
Let me write that down again. I'll write that down again.
Here, I'm going to do a screen share. Let me do it live. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes, that's, yeah, okay.
Okay, find a practitioner.
Yes,
Find a practitioner near you. Looks like they changed the site. Oh, they want you to register. Oh, no,
yes.
here. Give me your
Okay.
zip code.
17601.
17601.
601.
Okay, and let's do 50 miles.
Okay.
Where do you live?
At Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Oh, my goodness. Let's do 100 miles.
We're not out in the woods, that's for sure.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Eric
Oh, I-
Nagel, Westville, Maryland.
okay. Yeah, we're
Easton.
close to Mir. Okay.
Here, we got all these people here. Give them a call.
Okay, so that was the key, going down to that further down on the website.
Yeah, you go find a practitioner, search to find a practitioner near you. And then go down here and you can type in your zip code and then how many miles.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And then
Thank
could
you.
I just have the name of those tablets again, if I were to go that route that you sell? What are those called?
That would be detoxamin. And
Detoxamin.
Detox. You can call the
Oh.
office and they can give you
Okay.
all that information.
Detoxamin.
And
And
ocular detox.
Okay, ocular detox. Okay. So you
Uh,
would still, even though my numbers weren't that high, you would still go if,
You can still
would-
benefit from it in terms of removing, well, improving the circulation.
it's circulation, that's the
And
key. That's what
even,
would
even
be,
a little bit of lead is toxic to your body.
okay,
You know, you
Okay.
may not be in the red area, but any amount of lead, and you know, everybody's different. You know, some people can be off the chart and they never develop any problems. Other people can have
Wow.
a small amount of lead, but the bottom line is lead is not healthy for the body.
yeah. Now, I used to be a dental assistant, so I mean, mercury, but I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
See,
appreciate
think
that.
Lydia- Oh, thank you. Lydia, I think you had a question, but you left. Lydia took a break. I lowered her hand, but she had to go to the bathroom, so she missed it.
I have a question,
Lydia.
Dr. Kondrot. Ron
Who's
complains a lot
talking?
about, this is Jana, Ron's wife,
Oh, hi.
here, over here.
Oh, yeah, I
have a
see you
que-
both.
Thank you. I have a question. Ron complains a lot about the wind blowing in the car, driving, any kind of air coming in at all. And I wondered if those like wraparound kind of glasses or cocoons, would that be of any benefit for any of this?
Definitely. You know, kind of those goggles. Like a wraparound goggle
Mm.
almost.
Where'd she go? I think we lost her.
Yeah, we lost her. Ron, are you there? I think you
I
have to
guess I
unmute.
need to wear it.
You unmuted? You have to unmute your speakers on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yep,
Can you
I
hear
hear
me
you
now?
now. Yep,
Great. I guess I have to wear a scuba dive mask.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, any little bit of wind starts me tearing again, although I'm tearing constantly all day long, even without wind.
Mm.
Well, you know what? We may want to talk about a different homeopathic remedy.
I think I've been on the new one I have now for about 6 or 8 weeks.
Yeah, if it's not helping, we got to change the remedy.
Okay,
So give Chris a call and we can reschedule and I'll talk to you about that.
okay.
But that's a big homeopathic symptom, sensitivity to wind with the eyes tearing.
Oh,
Well, that's been a constant thing all along.
Yeah, so let's set up a time where we can talk privately and see if I can,
Like- Okay, I'd appreciate that. I'm sitting here right now constantly wiping my eyes with Kleenex because it just
Mhm.
won't stop running.
mhm.
Mm.
Well, don't forget now, sometimes nutrition is the best way to handle that. You know, good
Well-
diet, a lot of greens and fruits and
Well,
the
I
other
must
interesting-
admit, I'm not doing a whole bunch of greens, but everything else is organic and we're really watching the diet pretty good.
Good. Well, you need those leafy green vegetables, colorful fruits and vegetables, and drinking plenty of water. And that may seem kind of odd, but one of the most common symptoms of dry eyes is watering. And that may seem kind of
Mm.
crazy. The doctor tells you your eyes are dry, but they're watering all the time. But the thing is, you're not making the proper tears. Your tears are not viscous. They're too watery.
Correct.
Normally, your tears have like a mucus material in to coat it, like an oil.
I
And
understand
if
that.
it's too watery, you know, it starts to burn and cause a lot of problems. And a lot of that is dietary related.
Well, I'm certainly drinking a lot of water, half my weight.
And are you using the ozone drops?
Absolutely, constantly, all day long.
well, once a
Yeah,
day.
well, we got to maybe get to the bottom of it.
Okay,
Lydia, you're back. I lowered your hand, but you disappeared.
Yes, sorry, the other gentleman was done?
Yep,
Yeah.
you're on.
Okay, sorry, I
speak
had
with
a phone call and I had to answer that. Yes, good afternoon. It has been a while. I had been
It's been
very
a
busy.
year. Last time I talked to you was 22.
Oh, yes, in 22. So I had some questions about the supplements. Now I haven't had any homeopathic medicine for a while, so I have to continue. So I called the office. And then with the vitamins and such, the little packages here, do they come differently now in separately? I mean, you mentioned something about the vitamins, so I'm not sure
Yeah,
if I'm up to date.
we have a new product now. We
Oh,
lost our manufacturer, so when our
Oh,
existing
okay.
supply is over, we have a new product called Ocufolin.
okay,
And It's an
Okay.
amazing product. And Dr.
Mm.
Craig Brown, who's an ophthalmologist, is going to be talking about ocufolin at the vision event.
Oh, I
The
never
good
heard that.
news is, the good news is it's about half the price of the vitamins you're taking. And I think it may be
Ah,
a lot better. I think a
okay.
bottle's $49.95, but it's a super product. And I'm glad I discovered this vitamin, and I discovered Dr. Brown. He's going to be speaking at the vision event.
Mm. So this is a bottle, a liquid,
No, it is a capsule.
a capsule.
You take one
Okay.
capsule twice a day. You're going to use that with the ocular spray and the Yes Essentials. So it would be those three products for most eye problems.
Oh, okay. And then on top of that, my homeopathic one that I
Yeah,
haven't.
probably the most important is your homeopathic.
Okay, okay, because I haven't done that in a while, so I really have to get
Mhm.
back to that.
Mhm.
And I think I had mentioned that I would need a cataract surgery because my right eye is really I don't see well at all, you know. So the doctor said, because I have most of the glaucoma is in the right eye, left eye, cataract surgery went well. So this one doctor said she would only do the cataract surgery if I also did something about the glaucoma, some sort of glaucoma surgery. Do you kind of agree with that, or?
Yeah, sometimes if you're going to have an operation, sometimes it's best to do both at once. You know, while the doctor's inside the eye, typically the glaucoma part of it sometimes is a very minimal part of the surgery. When I did a lot of my mission work overseas and in Africa, often I would do both procedures, cataract and glaucoma. So,
Okay.
you know, consult with your doctor, and that may be the best way to go.
Okay. Okay. Well, otherwise,
Okay.
I always appreciate your that we can get together and talk about all this.
Mhm.
I appreciate, and hopefully this new year I can participate a little bit more. I had lots of things going on. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lydia.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Janai, you have your hand's up.
I do. Thank you. You know, I'm in a little bit of a vulnerable time, so I appreciate your taking my questions. There are three little ones. The one, I think about the ozone. I think about just healing from the surgery, but I won't do anything until I know it's okay. Is that something that you would suggest to help with the eye?
Yeah, because the doctor is going to be putting you on different pharmaceutical drops. And my concern is that the ozone may interfere with some of those drops. Like I said,
Okay.
you know, you have a captain right now.
Yes,
You're in
and
the
I
middle of
understand.
surgery.
So,
Now,
okay, no worries.
once the ship comes back to port, and then we have to work on rehabilitating your nerve and things like that, then it'll be a different story.
And so with that being said, the Barvelt, all of those, whatever it is, the silicone or whatever it is that's in there, once everything is normalized, will microcurrent or anything react with what they had put in my eye? Like, do people that have something in their eye like this fare well with microcurrent, or does it ever react to the substances in what they implanted?
No, because I have many patients who have plastic intraocular lens, stents in their eyes, scleral buckles from retinal detachment. The microcurrent will not react with those materials.
Okay. And
Because remember, the frequency is specific for the particular tissue. It's not going to react with the plastic. It's not like ultraviolet light or something like that that is going to, cause damage or interfere. It's very subtle energy that vibrates with the tissue of the eye.
Okay. Now, I know when I asked my initial question, I appreciate your response. I know I have a captain. That's why I haven't moved forward with any of my natural methods, because I just don't want to disturb that. But if say my captain's strategy is to relax the eye, use atropine to relax but make the pupil big and make everything relax so I can see better. My question really was about, because he doesn't know anything about syntonic light, is it harmful for me to think that I am augmenting what he's saying about relaxing the eye, and before I put atropine in, epsilon mu might relax it? Or should I just cut the epsilon mu because it's going?
No, if he wants to use atropine, I would use the atropine. We're talking about a physical relaxation of the iris.
Yes, and so I'm doing all of that, but my thing is, can I help augment that? Because actually I was having trouble with my eye relaxing and the pupil wouldn't dilate. So I was looking at epsilon mu to help relax it better, to help what he's trying to do work. Is that
I
bad
think
logic?
the epsilon omega will help the eye to relax.
Oh, I don't have that.
That's
I
the
have
blue.
like a
It's the
blue.
bluish epsilon omega. See, in light therapy, we have two spectrums. One is more towards the blue end, which stimulates the parasympathetic or relaxation. The other is towards the red end, which stimulates the sympathetic. Green is the balance light. That's the center. We're trying to get the center. Now, that could be a question at the vision event. You may want to ask Dr. Jacob Lieberman. He's probably the world authority on color therapy. He's going to be our first speaker, Dr. Jacob Lieberman. But I think if you want to relax the eye, it's going to be mu epsilon.
Mu epsilon. Yes, I have that's what I'm using, mu epsilon. And so that was my original question, was if my doctor's telling me he wants to relax the eye so that I can get greater vision in this period of time. And it was my bright idea to use the mu epsilon, but I wasn't sure.
Well, you were right.
I want to do the
You were right.
Okay.
The only problem with the mu epsilon, it may interfere with the healing of the eye.
Oh, okay, that makes sense too.
So sometimes these things are not as simple as they're cut out to be.
Got it. Okay, makes sense.
On the other hand is if you're not in a good emotional state and you have a lot of anxiety and worrying, remember, if you are in a sympathetic state, your body will not heal.
Yeah.
And the reason why you have the hypotony is because the eye is not healing. It has to heal to a certain degree. So you may want to do some deep breathing, positive affirmations, relaxation technique, prayer, whatever it takes to relax your body, deep breathing.
Okay. I mean, it was right after the surgery. I mean, he's saying that it's just the valve is working too well right now. Like it's just it is just what it is. So now I just have to I don't think there's anything I can do to get that up. A natural side, when I have anxiety, my pressures go up, but I'm no longer in the natural. I am bionic. I've got some implant that's doing the work for me. And regardless, it seems of what I do. I even tried, I hadn't had caffeine or licorice in like 2 years, because it brings your pressure up, but it'll bring my left pressure up, but the right eye is going to be at 3.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, I can do that. Thank you. Thank you.
And then maybe we may want to consider changing your remedy. So talk to Chris so we can get something set up. We might want to change your remedy too.
You did. I still haven't wrapped up. I just got it, and because all of this just happened during the Christmas holiday, I halted everything, and I wanted to at least touch base with you now.
Yeah, but definitely get started on the remedy, because that could be the answer to help relax your whole body. I think that was one of my goals when I prescribed it.
Okay, will do. I'm going to take that remedy. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, 2023 is going to be a good year for you, Janai. I know it. Did Mary, did you have a question? I thought I saw you raise your hands. Mary, your head's too low. You got to adjust it. I can't see you. All I see is your forehead in the video camera. You
Hi,
remind
Dr.
me of
Con-
my mother. You remind me of my mother. When she was alive, she was a tiny woman. She was like 4'11". She would drive her Camry and would see the car come into the parking lot. My wife and I would go, "Oh my God, there's no one in the car." And it was my mother sitting there with her forehead like looking up over the dash.
Hi, Dr. Kondrot. Hello,
Who's
Dr.
speaking?
Kondrot. This is Cheryl Sharp. I'm sorry, I don't know
Cheryl.
how to, I don't know how to raise my hand. I had to unmute myself. I still can't see.
Oh, I see you. Yeah, you got to put your camera on.
Well, I have a new computer. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I don't know where the thing is yet. It's a bigger computer, so I should be able to see better. But I'm coming to the end of my program. It's been nearly a year now that I've had it. And I can't really say that my vision is better, but it's not really worse. It's just kind of like different. And my vision is blurry with or without glasses, and I'm still doing the shots. So I don't know what to do next. If I should keep doing what I'm doing with the, I have the right CRVO problem, and I'm blind in my left. So I don't know if I should keep doing the program you gave me, or if it's time to try something different.
Well, one thing is I'd like to take a look at your most recent records to see what's going on. It's
Okay,
been a year.
Well, no, I've set records since then. I won't have another follow-up exam until March. I have my next injection this next Friday, coming Friday. And they're about like every 7 to 8 weeks apart now. So in that regard, maybe the CRVO program that you gave me has helped space out the injections, because before, at this time last year, I was doing them like every 4 weeks. And now we're doing them every 7 to 8 weeks. This next Friday will be 8 weeks.
So that may be a good sign. If you don't need the injections that frequently, that means your eye's getting stronger. But the question I have to ask you, do you feel the injections are benefiting you? As I commented earlier, if you feel your vision is the same or getting better, I would refrain from getting the injections. But if you feel your vision, even though you're doing treatments, is getting worse, then I think you do need the injections.
Yeah, I do think it's a little bit worse. I don't know if it's an optic nerve problem. I don't know if it's a retinal problem. I don't know if one of the side effects of the Eylea is forming a cataract. So I don't know if I've got a cataract and it's getting worse. I just don't know. I don't know what to ask my doctor.
Well, the question to ask him is, doctor, what do you think is responsible for my decrease in vision? Usually a good surgeon will say, well, the cataract is maybe 50%, the retina is another 50%, or the optic nerve's a problem. Ask him specifically what area of the eye is preventing me from seeing. Sometimes if I take a look at your medical records, so when you do get your exam in March, make sure I take a look at them.
Okay.
We may want to consider, are you taking a homeopathic remedy?
Well, I've tried 3 and I've kind of like given up on it because the third one completely blurred my vision. I couldn't see anything. So
Well, usually what I tell people, if I don't have luck after 3 remedies, it's time to get another homeopathic doctor. And I would recommend Dr. Carl Robinson. He's going to be one of the speakers at the event.
Okay.
Sometimes it's the right perception. And, I'd be happy to talk to Carl after you have the interview with him. I do believe in, my heart that the right homeopathy, it took me 3 remedies before we got one that worked. And, the third remedy could have been a bust for me too. But
well, the second
remedy worked, and it cured me of my asthma, and it helped me with a lot of other things.
The second remedy that you gave me that came with my program that I started last year, my blood pressure went sky high, and I didn't know if that was the remedy or what, and I couldn't get any answer from your office, so I just discontinued it. So I don't know if I should.
So there could have been other factors. There could have been other factors causing
The high
the
blood pressure.
to go up. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I still have a bottle of that second remedy, and I was wondering if I should go ahead and try
Well,
it again.
mainly we look at the mental emotional states.
Uh-huh. Well,
You
my
know,
only
that's the
problem is
thing.
yeah, I'm just gonna say my only problem is I just hate my job, but I have to do it. So I'm kind of stuck in a rock and hard place
Mhm.
with that. I
Well, a
can't
good
quit.
homeopathic remedy, maybe you'll be able to tolerate your job a little bit better and you won't be so irritated by your job.
Okay,
You know,
because I'm
just have a
fine.
calmness effect, because don't forget that disharmonies that you have definitely cause problems with the eye. You know, I mentioned earlier about the connection with the liver in the eye. And the
Mhm.
liver represents anger and frustration in Chinese medicine. And if you're frustrated with your job, that's the Chinese linkage with the eye, frustration, and you have the, you know, anger about the job, and it's going to your eye.
Would that cause like the blurriness if it's a liver thing?
Well, I'm talking about the liver energetically. I'm not talking about, you know, liver toxicity or things like
Uh-huh.
that. Chinese medicine, anger and frustration are related to the vision, and that's in Chinese medicine, it's the liver. The liver and eye are connected.
Okay, well, I think I was only on that second remedy for about maybe a month. So should I go ahead and try it again and see?
Um,
Because
I
the only
think
thing I was,
we're better off talking and maybe starting fresh.
okay.
I don't want you to go back. It may be
Um,
that we want to start you on that remedy, but let me, you know, ask you some particular questions, take a look at your records, and then we'll try to come up with a new approach, okay?
Okay, so when I get my records in, my follow-up exam in March, then schedule a consultation?
Definitely.
Okay, I can do that then. Thank you, Dr. Kondrot.
Okay, great. Okay, well, listen, I'm sorry we're coming to a close of our meeting. I want to thank all of you for joining the meeting. We'll have another meeting. That's the third Saturday. That's just in 2 weeks from now. That'll be the 21st. So I hope all of you have a good new year, and it's my goal to make sure that you do have a good new year. Okay, that's my promise. And check out the vision event. Check out that podcast I gave you in the last link, a brilliant MIT researcher who give you some insight into COVID, the Roundup spray, vaccines, and the problems with medicine. So blessings to everybody, and I'll have a recording of
Thank
this.
you.
For you. Take
Blessings
care.
to you.
Bye.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much.